guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's a Tuesday, it's 9 o'clock, and this is a very different video to any video that I've done before. I want to address the future of Magic TV, and specifically I want to talk about a rant that I put up on Friday. So I put a rant up on Friday. You can go back and watch it. I think a lot of people have watched it. It's been very well viewed. I put a rant up on Friday, and it was about a meme that somebody put about me on Facebook. And they put a meme about me on Magicians Only, I think it was. There was a meme that went up there, and it was a meme of me. Doesn't really matter what it was, but it was, well, you can go back and watch the other video. And I put a video up, I put a rant up talking about why I was upset about the meme, why I wasn't happy with it, and basically trying to give some advice to the person who made the meme, right? Now, off the back of that, I've been away in Blackpool performing at the House of Secrets. So I'm filming this today on Monday afternoon. I've just got back. Don't know why I looked at a watch. Don't even have a watch. But I've just come back. It's Monday afternoon. I've been away since Friday morning until today. So I haven't really had a chance to check really that much. I kind of jumped on a couple of times, but I haven't really had a chance to check the YouTube at all. And I've just gone and had a look at the comments, and they're very split. It's kind of a 50-50 split. There's some people that kind of agreed with me and said, hey, totally know what you're talking about. But there's a big group of people as well that thought I was being pathetic. A few people that said, hey, you're too sensitive. A few people that said, hey, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. Few people, one guy went on there and said, I'm not going to watch the channel again because, you obviously can't take a joke. There's a lot of comments like that. And since I put that video up, I've had messages of people that have tagged me or sent screenshots of me of various different memes that have been put up based on the back of that rant. And one of the things that came through over and over again is people thought that I was being too sensitive and I should just take a joke and it shouldn't be too serious and blah, 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 and so on and so forth. So let me just address that, right? So first of all, if you go back and watch that rant, right at the very beginning, one of the first things that I said is I probably took it way more seriously than I should have. I probably took it way more seriously than I should have. And I still believe that. And let me explain why. Just so you guys understand why that meme got to me where it did and why I did the video that I did. So the reason it got to me is because that day had been particularly tough. And one of the reasons that day had been particularly tough for me personally is because there was a lot of crap online, people saying not very nice things about me. And that was kind of the icing on the cake. That was about the end thing. Now, I've read every single comment on that video. I haven't actually replied to a lot of them, but I've read every single comment. And generally the advice is chill out. You wouldn't see Tom Cruise taking a meme like that seriously. And you're right. You're absolutely right. But here's the point. I'm not Tom Cruise. I'm not even massive in the magic industry. Like, I'm not Chris Ramsey with hundreds of thousands of followers. I'm not Dan Rhodes with millions of subscribers. I'm not anybody. Hell, Lloyd Barnes has got triple the amount of subscribers that I have. This is a relatively small channel, right? This is, 13,000 subscribers? Hell, Ryland's got more Instagram followers than I have subscribers on YouTube, right? It's not a particularly big channel. To say that I'm like Tom Cruise is a bit of a misnomer. But here's the thing. You have to understand that I am sensitive. I try not to be. And people say, oh, Craig can't take a joke. I've absolutely not got a problem taking a joke. Like, you're looking at somebody who allowed himself to be tattooed at the Blackpool Magic Convention with I love Luke Dancy because I thought it'd be a laugh. If you listen to the podcast that I do every week with Lloyd, you'll know that I take the piss out of myself all of the time. And anybody who knows me knows that I've got no problem with people taking the piss out of me all of the time. And I've had it in the past where there's been memes put up about me and I've just laughed it off. The reason that one got to me is because it followed a long day of crap, which followed a long week of crap, which followed a long couple of weeks of crap. let me just put it into context so that everybody on the comments that said, oh, Craig, grow up. Oh, Craig, you're too sensitive. Oh, Craig, you can't take a joke. I just want to be real with you. I always said that I wanted this channel to be completely real. You may love me, you may hate me. You know that I'm being completely honest about this stuff, right? So let me explain why it got to me the way that it did. You have to understand that I left the magic community. You know, I've talked about this on the channel before. I left the magic community. When I left the magic community, it was because I just couldn't cope. I couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't take. I love magic. I mean, surely if you don't like me, you understand that you could hopefully tell that I love magic. I absolutely love magic. And it really hurt that I got to a point 10 years ago, or however long it was, that I didn't feel I had any choice but to leave the community. I've talked about this openly, you know, because of, you know, first of all, there was the Red situation, which we've talked about in great detail on this channel, you know, with what happened with Red. And then off the back of Red, we had the Wayne Dobson and Jeff McBride incident, if you guys know about that. And then after that, there was the team building stuff. And I was getting a kicking every 2 seconds online. Like every 2 seconds, I was having death threats. My wife was having death threats. We're having phone calls at the house. We're having a whole bunch of different stuff. It was horrible. Go check out Red by Craig Petty. Look for reviews. I remember there's this guy called Jersey Magic Reviews that just did a 15-minute video just taking the piss out of me and how I looked, and I looked like I should be living in my parents' basement, and I look like I'm unkempt, and I don't know, it was just horrible. And then if you remember the weekly magic fails, he did a really horrible video on me. And you know what? I said at the time, you know, I deserve it. I messed up with Red. I messed up with a whole bunch of different stuff. And I just couldn't cope anymore. This industry that I loved so much, I just couldn't be around it, because every time I went online, every time I went on the Magic Cafe, every time I went on Facebook, every time I went anywhere, people just came down on me with like a ton of bricks. Like, I've always considered myself to be a good performer. And I remember when the Parlour, the last DVD that I ever bought out after Red was Parlour, because I was kind of contracted to do it through World Magic Shop. And I put some great stuff on there. I knew that was going to be my last product. I knew I wasn't going to release any more product ever again. And I put some of my, what I considered at the time to be my best material on there. And I'm really proud of it. I'm as proud of it now as I was back then. And just people were ripping into it, just ripping into it for what I thought was no reason at all, because the material on there was very, very strong. But it was because I'd spent years on the Wizard product review, you know, like really angry shouting at people and taking the piss out of people personally. And I was now getting it back. And that was, I remember reading the reviews and just like, that's it, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And yeah, I left, and I expected never to come back. And then fast forward many, many years, and I've talked about this on the channel before, but I came back to the industry. And I said to myself, I said, if I'm going to come back, and it was over time, and it was because of Ryland really, and it happened during the pandemic. And I said, hey, if I'm going to come back, I'm going to do it the right way. I'm going to be, you know, I'm a lot older now. I'm a lot more experienced. I've made every mistake under the sun and then some. I've made more mistakes than most people put together. So I'm going to try and be, you know, I've actually got a vision board in my office, and it actually says on there, be a force for good. That's what I wanted to be. So when I came, because I wanted to be a good role model for Ryland, on top of everything else, who was just getting into magic at the time. So I slowly came back, and I went to Blackpool in 2020, and then the pandemic hit, and everything changed. And I thought, you know what? This is a good chance to do a YouTube channel. I'm not a YouTuber. You know, for people that say, oh, you've got a huge profile online, I'm not a YouTuber. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I use YouTube as a method to put content out for people. And if they choose to watch it, they can. If they choose not to, that's fine. I know people were saying, oh, Craig did a rant on this video just because he's looking for content. I've got more content coming. I've got ideas for videos a mile long that I haven't had time to film yet. It's not because I need more content for videos. That's not the reason at all. So I put Magic TV together, and I got Ryland involved in it. I got Ryland involved in the review show, and I started doing Magic TV. And I wanted it to be a channel where people could get advice on anything they wanted. It's why I did the Q&A, because I wanted to take anyone's questions unfiltered and answer them as best as I could. And honestly, I don't know if anybody here has got experience in YouTube, but the amount of time and effort it takes to put videos like this together, it takes a long time. It takes a long time. I'm basically produce these videos full time now. I don't really have much to do with Non-Stop Kids. The company takes care of that. I don't really have much to do with Slightly Unusual. I just go and perform, and I film these videos. That's what I basically do. I perform and film these videos, and then I do stuff, obviously, for the company as well. But I basically, yeah, that's what I do. I film these videos because it takes a long time to put them out. And for those people that think, oh, Craig's a millionaire from YouTube, I mean, ask anybody who's into YouTube how much money you make from a channel with 13,000 subscribers. It's not much when you consider I spend 200 quid just on one trick to review that will ultimately get thrown in the bin. I'm spending so much time and effort. I'm losing thousands doing Magic TV every single week. That's not even taking into consideration how much more the other companies that I do could be doing if I actually put all of the focus that I'm putting into this channel onto that. But I wanted to do it. But I got to a point where I didn't mind. I got to a point where I wanted to give back to the community, and I had a whole bunch of information to give. And you know what? I get comments all the time, and I get messages going, oh, I'm performing now because of you, and that's wonderful. But still, it doesn't matter how hard I try. It doesn't matter how much effort I put into creating content for this channel. A big percentage of people don't like me. And I've always, upfront, honest, I was bullied at school. And I've always had an issue with people not liking me. I was not liked at school. I wasn't somebody that had a lot of friends. I was a bit of a loner. And I've always had a hang-up with that. I've always had an issue with that. And it's one of the reasons why back in the day, I used to really kind of kick over tables and try to piss people off. It was because I think I was acting out. I was a lot younger. I was a lot stupider. And I didn't want to be that person when I came back. So yeah, I do the reviews, and but I'm always trying to change things around. So when I started Magic TV, I did the reviews, and then I started the rants. But then I stopped doing the rants because I stepped back and I listened to people, and people were saying, oh, I don't want to see the rants because it's all you swearing and getting angry. And I didn't want that to be the thing that people saw. So I stepped back from those rants, and I've brought them back recently, but I've tried to bring them back in a different way. But it doesn't matter how much I try. The amount of people that say, oh, I get it all the time. Oh, I don't like Craig Petty. I don't like Craig. They don't even know me. They don't even know me. They don't like me. And I have people coming up to me and they're saying, oh, Craig, you're like Marmite. People either like you or hate you. I'm like, why am I like Marmite? What am I actually doing to be hated right now? What am I doing to be hated? And then the quantum deck came out, and I had a load of people like coming down on me saying, oh, Craig's a liar. He's lied about the quantum deck. He's lied. He's saying it's examinable when it's not. When I was putting videos out daily performance videos from gigs saying, hey, here's me performing it in a real world. Here's me performing it in a real world. There was a guy that messaged me out the blue about 2 weeks ago that previously was asking my advice, going, oh, can I get some advice on how to do motivational speaking? And then all of a sudden he sent a video saying, oh, you're a liar, and I'm calling you out on it. Like, I'm a liar? Why am I a liar? Because the quantum deck can't be examined. Yes, it can. Did you not see the performance videos? No, it can't be examined. It's a terrible trick. You need to withdraw it from market and apologise to everybody. Do I? It's been done on Ellen. I do it every night. Why am I supposed to apologise to people? Why am I supposed to? I'm very proud of that. Every trick that I've brought out, I'm very proud of. I put so much time and effort into every trick I bring out. I bring out a trick, I bring out a product, not because it's a cash grab. I bring out a product because I really genuinely think it's got something to offer to the magic community. And you must see that with the amount of information in my products and the amount of information. That's not done by accident. You can't blag 5 hours of content in a project. You put that content together by working it inside out, back to front, upside down. And yet people were still upset about the quantum deck. Every day, I get people slagging me off in one way or another. I do this thing called the Netrix that you guys might have heard of, and I have this gold membership. And I have X amount of gold members, and every couple of weeks I have a mentoring conversation with them, and I talk with different gold members about different things. Sometimes I talk to them about creativity, some of them I talk about business, some of them I talk about performance. There's different things, and I've had 3 of them in the last 2 weeks tell me that they've spoken to people who have warned them that I'm just not a nice person and they shouldn't have anything to do with me and that I'm scum. They don't even, and to be clear, those people don't even know me. They don't even know me. They don't even know me. They don't know who I am. They're basing this off what? A bunch of videos on YouTube that I make? I just don't get it. I try really hard. And I know people say, oh, you shouldn't let it get to you, and the wolf doesn't concern itself with the opinions of sheep. But I don't look at it that way. I don't look at it that way. And then Blackpool just gone. Hell, I had a room full of magicians in a community that I absolutely love. Bearing in mind that night, my 9-year-old son had gone on stage on the gala show in front of thousands of people, and which most magicians in that audience wouldn't have had the guts to do. He did 2 shows. The second show was perfect. The first show, there was a malfunction with his prop that wasn't his fault, and he covered it, and he finished the act. And I went out on the, the show in the evening, I can't remember, it's called Beat the Wand. And I stood there getting a tattoo, which I didn't have to do, by the way. I got this tattoo because I thought it would be funny, and it's still there. It's not like I've had it covered up. So for the people that say I can't take a joke, I had a tattoo permanently tattooed onto my arm because I thought it would be funny. And there on the screen behind me, without even me being aware, there's a bunch of magicians in that room slagging my son off to my back, to my face, but I'm not even aware of it. Just slagging my son off. In the community that I'm meant to love. I'll be honest, I almost walked away at that point. Because I questioned whether I wanted my son involved in a community like that. I questioned whether I wanted my son involved in a community when a bunch of grown men would slag off a 9-year-old when he had the guts to go out and go on stage in front of thousands of magicians, in front of his dad, without actually saying anything to his face. At that point, I almost walked. But I didn't. Because I thought, this channel, I want it to be a force for good. I want to put information out there that's really going to help people. And yet still, every single day, I see shit posted about how terrible I am. I look at various different YouTube channels and people, I just found a YouTube channel the other day. Somebody sent me a link to a YouTube channel where it's somebody, I'm going to review Craig Petty. And then spends a whole bunch of time talking about how terrible a human being I am. They don't even know me. I found another YouTube channel. People send me this shit. It's not like I go looking for it. I found another YouTube channel where somebody decided to slag me and Ryland off. A 9-year-old kid who's working his absolute arse off that got to the semi-finals of Britain's Got Talent. Then I see... and it's fine. There's this other YouTube channel, which is a review channel. A few of you might know it, where the guy reviewed my Penguin Live and didn't like it. Fair enough. But then you look at the comments in the review, and they're all like, "Oh, Craig Petty's terrible. Craig Petty's disgusting. Craig Petty's a thief. Craig Petty's this. Craig Petty's that. Craig Petty's the other." Like literally 30 or 40 people. I can't tell you the amount of times I see stuff on this YouTube channel that I do. I switch on the fucking thing and it's like comments about, oh, Craig, why don't you kill yourself? That very morning that I got pissed off with that meme, there was somebody who put a comment on YouTube saying, Craig, why don't you kill yourself and take your son with you as well? I don't need this. I don't do this. I don't do this YouTube channel to be putting up with this crap. Oh, Craig should take a joke. Craig should be more sensitive. Yeah, maybe Craig should. Maybe Craig should be more sensitive. Maybe Craig should take a joke. Maybe, just maybe, I overreacted when I saw that meme. I did. I overreacted when I saw that meme. But I cannot tell you the amount of times I get absolutely fed up. It doesn't matter how hard I work. I could put 100 videos up a week and I'm still going to have a massive section of people out there saying I'm the worst thing that's ever happened to magic. I'm going to have a ton of people saying, oh, Craig can't do a double lift. Oh, Craig can't do this. Oh, Craig can't do that. And occasionally I put a video on this channel addressing it. But you know what? If I put a video up on this channel of every single time I saw something mean about me, then there would be a video going up every 5 minutes. And I try to ignore it. And I try to focus on positives. I try to focus on the people that message me saying, oh, this is great. This content is absolutely amazing. Oh, I'm now performing because of you. I'm now doing this because of you. I'm now doing that because of you. Just before I filmed this video, because I knew this was going to be a difficult video to film, I've sat here filming 3 other videos. One on how to go from close-up magic to stage magic. One on how to become a successful kids entertainer. I've done one on how to, it doesn't really matter what I've done. I've done a whole bunch of videos designed to help people. I've lost friends over being honest on reviews, despite people saying that I lie. I had somebody on the comments to that video that I put up on Friday saying I'm sick to death that Craig isn't honest in his reviews because he's always nice about the Alakazam tricks and, oh, this Imagine by Harry Nardi and Peter Nardi is terrible. How can he give it a good review? He's a liar. Hang on, people say this all the time. Hang on, I'm a liar because I'm giving my opinion? You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't as a magic reviewer. If I slag something off, I'm told that I'm the worst person in the world for being mean to that person. If I say something's good, I'm biased towards that person and I shouldn't say something good. And I honestly think sometimes, why do I bother? Because it would be so much easier for me not to do this. It would be so much easier for me not to sit down here and make videos like this. It would be so much easier if I had more time to do other stuff. So, and I think to myself, and you know what? On the way back from Blackpool this morning, I was reading through these comments on this YouTube video, and I was like, well, maybe Magic TV's run its course. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's done. Maybe I shouldn't do it anymore. Because I don't want to have to constantly, if I just keep my head down and if I just do what I did before for the previous 10 years, I never had any of this shit to deal with. When I'd left the magic community, I didn't have people slagging me off every 5 minutes. I was certainly more successful then than I am now because I had more time to put into building the business. I had more time to be entrepreneurial. And I had less time. I have less time now because I'm spending more time making videos. So maybe, just maybe, I need to go back to where I was. And that was my thought process on the journey down here from Blackpool. Thinking, well, you know what? Maybe I'm done. Maybe I'm done because I don't want to have to keep defending myself. I don't want to have to keep talking about, I see... You know what? For anybody that posted in that video on Friday and said Craig can't take a joke, I'm sorry. For anybody who posted on Friday saying Craig's too sensitive, I'm sorry. For anybody who commented on Friday saying that you're not going to watch the channel anymore and you can't take a joke and it was a meme, get over yourself, you're pathetic. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that meme as seriously as I did. But when you wake up in the morning and you see crappy stuff about you, and then you spend all day having people sending you messages about, oh, this person said this about you, this person said this about you. Oh, have you seen this screenshot about what they're saying about you now? Oh, here's a new meme that they've said. Trust me, that wasn't the only meme I'd said that day, seen that day. That's probably about the 40th or 50th meme that I'd seen in that week, or comment or something like that. And yeah, it got to me because I just spent hours filming content for this channel. I saw it at probably 11 o'clock at night is when I think I saw it, something like that, 11 o'clock at night. And I was still up, still doing videos, and I wasn't planning on going to bed for about 3 or 4 hours. And I'm like, I've been up all day producing content to give to people for free. Why am I doing this? What is the point? Yeah, it's funny that I wear lumberjack shirts. It's funny that I make a thing like that. It's absolutely funny. Oh, it's funny. Craig flashes all the time. Do I? Do I really? Do I? Go look at all of my live performance footage. You know what? I'm not going to defend myself. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point? There's nobody who puts themselves out there more than me. I don't know. I don't know what this video is even about. I wanted to address it because I've never seen so many comments saying that I'd done something wrong. I wanted to address it. I just don't know where to go from here. To be clear, I love doing Magic TV. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love creating the content for everybody. I have a lot of information that I feel that I could like to give, and I don't want to charge for it. I want people to have it for free, because if it can make a difference with one person, then that's worth it for me. If there's a kid out there like Ryland that's thinking about getting into magic, and one video that I've done makes a difference, then it's worth it. It's absolutely worth it. And I love doing Magic TV, and I love creating these tricks that I release to the magic community. I really do. I spend so much time and effort on them, and you know, I really do. And I spend so much effort and time putting all of this stuff together to make a difference for everybody. I just don't like dealing with the negativity, and maybe I am too sensitive, and that's maybe something I need to deal with, or maybe I just need to block myself off from seeing anything negative out there. I don't know. I don't even know what this video is all about. All I can say is, for anybody that's upset, for anybody that's disappointed in me because I didn't find a meme funny, I'm sorry. I was in a bad day. It was a bad day. It's been a good weekend, but it was a bad day. Yeah, so I suppose I just carry on putting out content and stop looking at the negative and start looking at the positives. Start just focusing on the people. But I just know every time I switch on the thing and I see somebody, it's difficult. It's difficult because I'm not Tom Cruise. I'm not Chris Ramsey. I'm not any of those people. And I'm not putting content out on YouTube to be the next big YouTuber. That's not my goal with this channel. I don't want to create this huge, massive brand. I just want to put content out there that people like. That's what I want to do. You're not going to see me doing tons of videos on, I don't want to be millions of followers. I just want to put something out there that people will like. I guess that's all I've got to say about that. Yeah. So anybody who's disappointed in me, I'm sorry. Did I like the meme? No. Should I have found it funnier? Maybe. Where do we go from here? Guess I just carry on doing what I'm doing.